What's up, guys? It's your boy Brad coming at you on February. It is, I believe, an early February 12th morning, 2025. There's some light snow on the ground. You may be waking up to. I think it did stop here in northeast Pennsylvania. But I'm going to give you guys a quick bike check. I know that I had planned on comparing the Kink Crosscut build to a BSD Sure Shot build, to somewhat opposing geometries. However, due to certain equipment changes, I'm waiting. I have to do a bit of a shorter video because of storage. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get right into this one. And this is on sale right now for 800 bucks. This is a Kink Crosscut build, and it's a 20.75 top tube with 9.25 rise bars, right-hand drive, cassette wheel, and 170 millimeter cranks, 25 tooth sprocket. But I'm going to get into the details of this. Want to give a quick shout out to my customers from yesterday. Shout out to Neil in South Carolina. Shout out to Adam and George in PA. George, hope that frame shows up for you. If not, let me know. And Rob in Montana, who actually, I think he contacted me today, this morning. He dozed off too, but all right. So let's get into this one. Kink Crosscut, probably my favorite frame that Kink makes. They have some really cool colors. I do not carry Kink products, but I got this on my own a couple years back, and it's just held up perfectly. I haven't ridden it too hard, but no cracks, no dents. You can see some scratches and stuff. It has this cool, I believe it's gloss coral colorway. I don't think they have this one anymore. And this is, like I said, 20.75 top tube. Has a very short back end, 12.5 slammed. I have it around 12.6 or 7 right now. Does come with chain tensioners, welded rear alloy, welded rear laser cut dropouts. Decently thick. I'd say they are 5 millimeter thick, 4 millimeter thick dropouts, Husky. The front, we have a 75.5 degree head tube, taller head tube, less spacers as you can see, and the seat tube is also taller, or the standover as they call it, which is a 9.25. So with the seat up here, and even though it's so short, very comfortable for a taller rider. Let's see what else. We have the rear yoke, which allows for up to a 2.5 inch tire. Yeah, I think it's actually 2.55, because these are pretty fat and they fit in there really well. Pretty cool. Kink is embossed on the inside, or might be actually considered an engraving. And we got some gyro tabs here, integrated seat post clamp, integrated fork head tube, double gussets, and I also like this here. These are bottom bracket cups, which make life a lot easier when you're putting your bottom bracket in. You don't have to worry about tightening it too tight and squishing your cranks. So let me get into this here. Parts wise, we have the Primo Chase D grips. Chase D, D-Heart, rides for Cult Frames, frame company, and his parts company. He rides for Primo. These are a really nice grip. I'm not sure if ODI makes these or not. I don't think they do, but I will find out. And up close, you'll be able to see kind of the ribbing. It's a wider ribbing, and it's stickier. It's an interesting grip. It's very long, and if you like to have soft and really you can really connect to the grips. They're good for, especially when you're riding in the summer, get sweaty. Definitely would throw a fresh pair on for you though if you wanted the complete. These bars. The bars are the We the People Stallless bars by Dan Kruk, who is now riding for Merritt and Rixson bicycles. So these are going to be discontinued. We the People is a German company, and I believe Dan said it was just kind of an easier transition because he recently picked up Merritt as a, not recently, but his most recent sponsor was Merritt as a parts company, and Rixson is going to be kind of the frame company for Merritt parts. So back to the bars. Dan Kruk is from West Dallas, Wisconsin, thus called the Stalis bars. I believe that's how they pronounce it out there. So that's why these are called the Stalis bars, in case you guys were wondering. These are a 9.25 rise. They have an oversized 1-inch clamping area, which requires a 1-inch stem. A 1-inch clamp stem. And this is the matching We the People gooseneck stem, also designed by Dan and We the People. And it has the 1-inch clamp here. Nice recessed cap with a nice wide recess to fit most all fork caps, because if you notice, you might get like a Cinema or Odyssey stem and they have a small recess, and you can mess up your fork cap, try to force it in there. So be aware of that. I don't know why they do that, but maybe to save weight. I'm not sure, but guys, make your wider diameter on those circles there and the recesses here so we can fit them all. I actually threw a Fiend top cap on because it just looked better. The Kink ones are rounded and they're a little thicker. This one just looks a little cleaner. And this is nice. It is a 48 millimeter reach, 6061 T6 CNC alloy, and it is pretty lightweight, I won't lie. On this side it has the degrees, as Dan is known for riding his handlebars Chicago style, which is pretty far forward, and I think that's pretty cool. And it also says that it has a 35 rise, so we got 48 reach, 35 rise. So when we're figuring our stack height, let's see what we got for taller head tube, which is about 125 millimeters. We have I cut the forks down just a little bit right at the marking, and it allows for this stem and the Stranger ballast headset. It's kind of like an integrated headset. It removes the insert that goes between the bearing and the headset cap and allows you to slam it. I think it's a really clean look. I like the way it kind of looks like it's connected to the forks here. And like I said, I changed that to a Fiend top cap, so it just kind of looks very flush. So yeah, back to the stack height. Like I was saying, you have 125 millimeter head tube. Then the low slum style cap is about, I'm gonna say like 3-4 millimeters high. And then this is a 35 rise, so it'll be 125 plus 35, which is 125, 30, 160 plus that other 164 millimeters. And then you just ask Alexa what's 164 millimeters in 2 inches or something like that, and you'll figure it out. So I'll go over that another time. Like I said, I'm going to run through this video pretty quick. On to the forks, we have the Kink Vogue forks. I got these forks actually at the local shop, Action Wheels, so shout out to Action Wheels. Yeah, awesome fork. What really drew me to these forks, I liked the shape of the dropouts, and not only that, inside the dropouts there's a knurling. So if you have those plastic slide-on hub guard that tends to slide or roll when you're wrenching down your 17, this knurling, which is like the knurling around a bench pressing bar, will prevent that from happening, and it just connects the hub guards to the hub to the bolt very cleanly. All right. Also, what else? Oh yeah, 25 millimeter offset on these guys. Single piece steer tube integrated fork with invest cast dropouts, and there's also a little cut in them that I will show up close later, for that the peg just, if you want to run pegs, inserts very nicely into there. Moving on, more Kink stuff. We have here the Kink Overgrown seat. I really like this seat. Didn't think it would match at first, and then I threw it on, and I think it looks all right. This is a stealth style seat, which means it's very clean on the top. It doesn't have any of the rubber insert for the typical pivotal seat. So because this is not a stealth seat post, it's not extremely long, but it's short enough that I can use an extension to go all the way up through here and tighten the seat on. It is a pain to adjust it, but once you get it set, you're good. So, and right now the bike is lifted a little bit from the stand, so the seat does look like it's pointing upwards a little more than usual, but I do like to have it just a little bit angled above what the top tube is. Alright, Kink pivotal seat posts, like I just said, and we'll get into the drivetrain. We'll start with the guts. We have a Demolition 19mm bottom bracket. I'd like to throw new bearings pretty much. If I'm doing a shop build and I'm using like new and pre-owned parts like this one, I like to definitely throw fresh bearings and everything. They're not that expensive. You need them headset, 2 integrated bearings for the headset. Usually they're called 45 by 45. In the front wheel, I replaced 2 small bearings. I'm not sure. My mechanic, who's kind of showing me how to refurbish wheels, knows all those numbers, but replace the front 2 bearings and replace the rear 2, so the wheels just run very smoothly. The rear wheel here is a Cinema 333 cassette complete wheel. So I think it's the ZX, the Cinema ZX. It's not the most expensive one. It's one of their more affordable wheels, but that also allows this to be a bike built with all aftermarket parts and still be only $800. So dual hub guards here, Primo one on this side and a Cinema one on that side with the Kink Momentum tire. It's a little worn down, but I really like them. I don't get flats with the Momentums for some reason, and they're very light. This whole build right here is 23.4 pounds, not 24.3, 23.4. I will double check that, but yeah, 23.4 pounds, guys. So think you could throw probably 4 pegs on and be right around 25 pounds for the whole build. Back to the drivetrain. I got a little ADD off there. I was talking about the Demolition bottom brackets, which I just got in, and I also have the Demolition caps, the Axis caps, which are pretty cool, as you can see here. I'll show you up close, so if you guys want to get hooked up with that, I know 19mm are getting more and more rare. I'm going to flip this guy around for you. Plus, they're cheaper than buying an entire bottom bracket. You can just get the caps. So, let's get into the drivetrain. We have a Kink Knox guard sprocket, not Kink, Sunday Knox guard sprocket, spelled K-N-O-X. I'm guessing it's because Fort Knox is, supposed to be not able to be broken into, and I believe it's named after Fort Knox, but I'm not 100% sure. I did polish it up, clean it up a little bit, and runs really nice. The cranks, Eastern throttle 3-piece cranks. These are not cinch cranks. They're not extremely expensive cranks. I believe they run right around like $100. 19mm, 170mm length, and they're lightweight, they're strong, they seem to last. I mean, I've ridden one pair on another bike for, I'd say about 2 years on and off, and never had an issue with it. So yeah, if you're looking for a crank like 170, don't want to break the bank, and want to make those crank flips look good, keep the bike weight down, Eastern throttles are my recommendation. Moving on, the pedals. These are the Kink Scenic pedals. These are a replaceable pedal body that doesn't have regular bearings in it. It has a bushing system, so you can replace it. I don't know if Kink makes these anymore. I do like the pedal. I even like the way the pedal looks. It's kind of like the Animal BPE pedal, but I think unfortunately you just can't find the replacement bodies anymore because I don't think Kink makes them. I don't know why companies do that, but it seems like the AK pedal, awesome idea. If anyone has a nice fresh set of AK pedals, let me know. I'd like to get a pair. I've never seen them, and I just think they're really an intricate design that I would like to see. So yeah, anyone has a pair of Kink 8K pedals, but like I said, they stopped making them. They tell you, you know, you'll be able to use the spindle forever, lifetime guarantee, just buy replacement bodies, and then they stopped manufacturing the pedal. Great. All right, and the chain here, this is a KMC. I just threw this new one on here. I'm trying to think what it says on it. It just says KMC on it, but someone's gonna know what it is. And if you know which version of the KMC chain is, and you send it in the comments, what version of the KMC chain is, you subscribe to this channel, RPOBMX Boutique Instagram, and RPMX BTQ on Facebook, I will send you an animal bikes tank top, or if you don't want one of those, we'll find some for you. But name this KMC chain, and that's only in the comments on YouTube, because last time I didn't clarify that. Guy told me on Instagram, so I sent him the t-shirt. So yeah, shout out. T-shirt should have arrived by now. Can't think of the name, but I think it might have been New York. Not sure. I'll remember next video. Anyway, on to the front tire. We have a Kink Sunday, why do I keep saying Kink Sunday? Sunday Sealy tire. This is the Street Sweeper tire. 100 PSI, 2.4 inch. And as I was saying earlier, this is the original Primo N4 hub. I kind of, I want to say, drilled out a little bit of the inside of these plastic Primo N4FL hub guards, or they were like the balance front hub guards, and they ended up sliding on perfectly with just like a little bit taken off the inside. So that hub just went from being fragile to extremely not fragile. And I also replaced the tiny bolts that come with this male axle with large bolts that work with a 17 and not a 15, which I think makes all the difference in the world. That's why a lot of guys back, you know, when they were riding the front male axle, it would just snap, especially if it had, you know, if it was hollow and meant to hold a hex wrench or an Allen key. We have the VSXL rims. These are the pinned rim. They are not the flat, this is not the flash welded one, but what it doesn't have is a little plus sign down there, and it doesn't have a tiny little weld right here. It is just pinned. However, Primo does a good job because I think they like sand right over top of it. So it does actually look like it's welded, and I'm not sure the difference. I'd like to find out scientifically how much stronger a welded rim is than a non-welded rim that is just pinned. Like a percentage or something, like 20% stronger, 30% stronger, something like that. We'll figure it out. Got some BMW M3 valve caps that do come with it. Chain tensioners here. Let's see, what did we miss? Anything? Doesn't have the original decals, I know. You will see some the scuffs here, but this thing runs smoothly. It bounces and sounds like a bike should. That actually did big difference. See, there you go. All right, guys, that's gonna be the bike check for today. Shout out to all you guys going to work that can listen to this on your AirPods or whatever. Hope you're watching, and if you guys like these, let me know. I'll talk your ear off about BMX if you want, and happy to take up your time. Some of these videos may have to be a little shorter than usual, but I think this one might load. Here's your stylus bars. Gooseneck stem. Vogue forks. And Alright, hope you enjoyed this one. I hope I can get it out to you guys on time. It's your boy, I'm out.